Welcome to the lecture on understanding doubles data type. Doubles can also be called as float, decimal numbers, right? Go to example 2 doubles, open up the logical flow. So we'll understand how to define and work with double or float. And the file name that we will use is double data type. So let's quickly create this file. We'll be using the console to print, and the folder name is data types under ww. So let's create the file, Control N, Control S. I'm gonna create this file. Okay, so let's start understanding what are decimals and what is float and what are doubles. So decimals are basically real numbers. They have the decimal values. Decimals have decimal points just to show the decimal values as well. And if you want to round a decimal value, you can use a method called round. Okay, so we're gonna start defining a decimal variable. Let's define and print decimal values. So I'll say total score 78.87, and let's print this out. Okay, so how does it know this is a decimal variable? The trick is coming up from this dot symbol. So whenever you have a decimal points or a dot symbol in the integers, then it is denoted or stored as a decimal variable, or basically a double variable or a float variable. So this variable total score is called as double variable, or you can even call it as float variable. When you remove this value, it is called as integer variable because it's a whole number and this is a real number. Okay, so that's how you identify between integers and a float variable. Let's look at the negative decimals. Okay, so for that, if you have a temperature of minus 40.23 and then you want to print it, well, that's possible with negative having the decimal variables. So you can have positive or negative double or a float variable, and you want to use a round method to round the double variable. You can do it with the price. Let's say price is 4.99, and then you want to round it, then you can use the round method. This is basically a method, built-in method. You can pass in any double or a float variable, then it rounds that value, right? Yep. So 4.99, which is basically rounded to 5, which is an integer, right? So it's round to an integer number without any decimals. And if you want to compare to double with precision, okay, precision means you want to compare some negligible amount of after the dot. So let's say 0.1 is equal to, you want to have a precision of 0.1, which is from 1.87 to 1.97. so that precision is okay for you, which is nothing but 0.1 precision. So if a two double variable is not exactly equal, but they are nearest with the precision of 0.1, how do you compare it? Okay, so let me give you an example. So if you have a price of 1.87 and let's say you are bidding for that stock or something for 1.97, the seller is basically okay to have a precision of 0.1. means if it is 0.187 and you're bidding for 1.97, then he's okay to adjust that precision. So you can say echo. You have to use a method called absolute, minus bid, which is less than equal to 0.1. so basically you are saying that you're trying to find the precision, what is the difference between these two, and then if the difference is less than 0.01, then you actually accepting the offer, something like that. Or you basically reject it. Okay, so let's try out this. So it's accepting now, but if it is, let's see, your bid price is 199. Okay, it's rejected. So that's basically a precision. So you use this method absolute. So this method will find the absolute value, and if that absolute value is less than your precision value, accepting value, then you basically accept or you basically reject it. Okay, it's a very helpful scenario wherein you want to find the difference between two double variable but with the precision. Okay, so that's how you basically work around with decimals. The trick is, if you use a dot symbol, a decimal value, then it becomes a double variable, but if you use without a dot the whole number, then that becomes an integer. Okay, so we have seen examples like we have defined and print variables, we have seen negative decimals, we have rounded double value, then we have compared to double variable with precision. Well, that's all about double variables, and I'll see you in the next one.